Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Myself Vikas Shakya. I welcome you all back in this series of Windows programming. And today I'm going to discuss about the Windows threads and normal threads. What are the normal basic threads which we have created till now in our various programs, like whenever we studied about the semaphore synchronization, about the synchronization through the mutexes, then we have used number of threads. So those threads are the simple threads which doesn't have any user interface. Okay. But there are some threads which have the user interface. Basically, any window, when we talk about any window that you are able to see, whether it's a dialog box or any window, or you can say like any view. So any window that you can see on the written in your C program or a Visual C++ or in Visual C, every window has a thread associated with it. Every window has a thread associated with it. None of the windows can be without a thread, right? So how does this window thread is initialized, what it contains, and how it differs from the normal thread? Okay, let's start on this one. So suppose you have created a thread, a simple thread. Whenever a window is created, then also a thread is created, right? So this thread is a normal thread. Initially, it remains a normal thread. It doesn't contain anything which can process any window messaging or any window properties or any window related data structure. It doesn't contain anything, any information about the windows, right? Any data structure which supports the Windows information, it doesn't contain. But as soon as this thread calls any of the function which uses the Windows functionality, then in that case, this thread, whatever thread you have created, any thread which you have created, as soon as you call any window function, suppose get message, this is get message or get window message, right? Or mouse move, right? Anything which has been called, which is associated with any of the window operation, in that case, this thread becomes a window thread. How does it become a window thread? How does the system makes it window thread? Basically, system associates a data structure which is known as the thread info. You can see here the thread info structure inside this window, right? Let me just pick some other color. Okay, so let me just pick the other one. Just a minute. Okay. So this window, you can see this image. You can see in this image, you can see we have a thread info structure. This thread info structure is created and it is getting associated with the thread which was created. Thread info. This structure will be created. And this contains the information. What information it contains? It contains a virtualized input queue. Virtualized input queue. IQ means input queue. So what is this virtualized input queue? Basically, earlier this thread was just a simple thread, right? This is a thread. This is a simple thread. There was nothing like this thread can get message, or you can say like send the messages or perform any kind of window activities. So it remains a simple thread, a normal thread, which doesn't process any of the Windows operations. But as soon as any Windows function is called or any Windows functionality is invoked, at the same time, a virtualized input queue is created, right? This queue is a dynamic queue and this queue gets associated with this thread. Why this associated with this thread? This is because this thread keep looking into this particular queue. This queue is created, this virtualized input queue. We call it virtualized input queue. So our system, our thread keeps looking into this virtualized input queue. It keeps looking into this. Okay. As soon as a message comes, right? Suppose you have a window and on this window you have a button. right? As soon as you click a button, then this thread is associated with this window, right? This virtualized queue is associated with this window because this window is associated with a thread, and this thread in turn is associated with this virtualized input queue. Okay, since this thread is associated with this virtualized input queue, as soon as you click a button, a message appears in this virtualized input queue. As soon as this virtualized input queue gets any message, suppose click, btn click, any message, right? Btn click. Then, based on this message, it calls a callback function. Based on this btn click, it calls a callback function, and this callback function contains the handling of the request. Handling means what we need to do when this button will be clicked. That particular handling or that particular sequence of operations that need to be performed when this particular button will be clicked, that will be written inside this callback function, right? So that is why this virtualized queue is there, and this virtualized queue is there to help this thread to get the messages that have been sent by the user to this particular thread. And those messages are what? Any kind of mouse click, any kind of button click, all these are the messages which are sent to this virtualized input queue. So this is the difference between the simple thread and the Windows thread. So Windows thread contains the virtualized input queue. This you need to keep in your mind. Virtualized input queue is always associated with a Windows thread. It is never associated with any normal thread. So I hope you might have got the information related to the normal threads and Windows threads. Okay, now let's move to the Windows input model. How does our system, our operating system, actually processes the request? Right, so that we discuss inside the windowing. That particular concept is known as windowing. Okay, sorry. So let's start with the basics. What happens when your system gets started? First of all, the power on self-test is performed. All the initial activities like spool, simultaneous peripheral operation online, everything, right? Every initial operation at the time of starting the system, all those operations which includes the post, which means power on self-test, all the other activities which are related to the initialization of the operating system, they are all initiated at the beginning of your system startup. As soon as your system gets started and everything is fine, then what happens? Your operating system initializes a simple thread. A simple thread is created, and that thread is known as raw input thread. That thread is known as raw input thread, and there is a quality of this thread, there is a property of this thread, and that particular characteristic of it, rather than we should say the characteristic of this thread, is that when this thread is created, at that time this thread is not scheduled. Not scheduled means this is not waked up. This is a sleeping thread. It is not doing anything. This thread is there, but it is not doing anything. It is in the sleeping state, right? So after all the initialization, first of all, this raw input thread is initialized. After that, there is one more thing which our system does. It initializes system hardware input queue. Okay, so this initializes a queue which is known as the system hardware input queue, SHIQ. This is SHIQ. And apart from this, there is a thread which we have already discussed, which is known as raw input thread. Okay, RIT. RIT is the raw input thread, and this thread keeps waiting for an entry to appear in this queue. This is sleeping right now, right? This is sleeping. So this will keep sleeping until one entry appears here in this system hardware interrupt queue, system hardware input queue. But who puts the value? Who puts the entries? Who puts the entries in SHIQ. In fact, who is the one, what is the process, and what is that object, or you can say what is that particular process which puts the entry into this system hardware interrupt queue? The name of that process is the device driver. You know that device drivers are related to the keyboard. You know that the device drivers are also related with the mouse, right? In your system, in your computer system, the device driver for keyboard and device driver for the mouse, both have been installed, right? So as soon as you click anything from the mouse, first we take the example of mouse. As soon as you click anything, then what happens? First of all, this raw input thread, RIT, wakes up. Either you click mouse or you press any key from the keyboard. In any kind of event, it's not like only for mouse click. It is also true for the keyboard. In case of a user pressing any key on the keyboard, in that case as well, this raw input thread will be wake up. Apart from this, when this wake up, apart from this, the device driver will put an entry here in the system hardware input queue. And what it will click? What it will put? WM, you can say click, right? WM click, this is the mouse message. So this will be placed here, right? Any system related message it will place here, and this will be converted by RIT into WM click. This message is not known to us in which format this mouse will, this device driver will put this message. We don't know, but our RIT knows that to make it system understandable, to make it understandable by our operating system, by our programs, we need to convert it into a meaningful name, meaningful value. So that meaningful value is WM click. Okay, so that WM click is placed here in the system hardware interrupt queue. And who places it? Device driver. You need to keep this in mind. Device driver places this in the system hardware interrupt queue. Okay, now what happens? As soon as you put the value in this system hardware interrupt queue, what happens? In that case, this RIT knows that there is a WM click message. This RIT will check which window is under the mouse cursor. Which window is under the mouse cursor. This RIT will try to find out which window is under the mouse cursor. For that, there is an API from window. So it will use the same API from window which has been provided by the operating system, by the Windows libraries. Okay, so it will use that particular API to find out which window is under the mouse cursor, right? And you know, we already studied that any window is associated with a thread. Okay, and any thread has a virtualized input queue, right? So what it will do, this RIT will pick this message and put this into the virtualized input queue. Okay, now this thread which is associated with this window, it will get that yes, I have got this message WM click, right? So this thread is running inside a loop. This we will see that how these messages run inside a loop. We will see that through a program in the next window, in the next video. Okay, so this loop, this thread keeps running in a loop and try to find out what entry appears in the virtualized input queue. As soon as an entry appears in the virtualized input queue, this loop processes this message, right? And how it processes? Through a callback function. We write a callback function, and in that callback function we write the activities, we write the set of instruction that we need to perform on the mouse click on this window, right? I hope now you have understood the entire process, that how from the beginning of the system, when your system gets a startup, how the system gets the Windows messages through the device drivers, and then how does it sends it to the virtualized input queue of the active window. Okay, so these are the things that you need to remember. These are the basic concepts of the Windows messaging, right? So this was all about for today's video, and apart from that, this was the one which I was discussing. You can see this is the raw input thread. This one is raw input thread which gets initialized in the beginning, and this is the system hardware input queue to which this raw input thread is listening, right? Suppose any mouse or any keyboard event happens, so this device driver, the associated device driver, right, whether it is associated to a keyboard or it is associated with a mouse, right? So whatever device it has been associated with, it will take that and it will put that message into the system hardware input queue. As soon as this entry appears, this raw input thread gets waked up, it wakes up, and after that it puts the message, whatever message has been placed related to mouse or related to the keyboard, it will put that particular message to that VIQ, which means the virtualized input queue of that thread, which is associated with the current window, right? Current window means the active window, right? Whatever active window you are using, whatever active window is on the top, that is the only one for which the mouse has been clicked. It's a very simple thing. So it checks which thread is on the top. Raw input thread checks which window is on the top and what is the associated thread ID. And after getting the associated thread ID, it simply puts the mouse message or the keyboard message to the virtualized input queue of that thread, and that thread then calls the appropriate callback function to perform the operation which it need to perform, okay, on that particular event. Okay, so that's all for today, and this was very important lecture. This was very important lesson for you. Okay, so you need to be very cautious about these concepts, and if you are not very much sure about this concept, then obviously while doing the Windows programming or any programming related to the threads, you will be confused, or you may end up writing the code which is malfunctioning, which may malfunction. Okay, so that's why I have covered all these things, and I hope you might have understood this thing. Please like my video and please subscribe my channel and be with me. I will discuss each and every concept related to the Windows programming in C and C++, which is very much useful in your in your career, and also very much useful if you are trying to preparing for some other company, some other organization. You are trying to switch your organization. In that case as well, all these concepts will help you to crack your interviews. Okay, so be with me and keep watching my videos, keep sharing my videos, like my video and subscribe my channel. Have a nice day and bye bye.